Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, and thank you for tuning into the Ron Economy YouTube channel. Before I talk about the presidential election, which is coming up tomorrow, I just want to talk about the storm, the hurricane known as Sandy. I'm very grateful that my friends and family were not harmed directly for the most part. My house is physically intact. The local ShopRite supermarket in my neighborhood remained open. They were pretty self-sufficient, and power to them, pun intended. Beyond that, I think I had one friend who was flooded significantly and had a lot of his crap ruined. People along the Midland Beach side of the island pretty much all got, either a lot of damage or lost power. And speaking of losing power, here I am in a city surrounded by New York Police Department officers. And these people are learning that they're really on their own, getting looted and robbed during the storm. Some people aren't staying at their homes because they're unable to stay warm, and so they can't even protect what's theirs. It's really, not cool. Real shame that you can't just have some spotlights or something in the area to at least keep it lit. Maybe keep an eye on a few city blocks. I mean, these residential blocks are not that friggin' big, and I don't understand what's so difficult about protecting people from getting looted. I mean, come on, what the hell gives? Beyond that, I saw some political posturing on behalf of Michael Grimm. He was right, but even though we are pulling bodies out of the water, and Mayor Bloomberg at the time was worried about his stupid marathon, which he did rightfully cancel a little bit late, a day late, a buck short. I see, I smell the political posturing from many sides. I am definitely skipping going into the politics point of view of this video now. I am skipping over the presidential portion of my ballot. If I make a last-minute decision, it'll be for Gary Johnson, but I'm not sure of my decision towards him, so to hell with it. Might as well skip over that portion of my ballot entirely. As for senators and congressmen, probably going to skip over that too. As for city council and assembly, at that point I will come to a decision, because that is within my community, and it should be simple enough to find out some information about those individuals. And last but not least, judges. If you're going to skip over all of your ballot, any portion of your ballot, the one part of your ballot that you may not want to skip over are the judges, because these are judges that will preside over cases that directly affect you and your family. So, pick a judge. It'll be worth your time. You'll be happy you did it. Just why not, right? Some people now, I remember I actually had a family member back in the day, they lived in Brooklyn, and when they voted for judges, they didn't know much about the judges, but they would just by default go for people with the vowel at the end of their name, because, someone being Italian is like, oh, I'll vote for an Italian. I'm sorry, man, it's like the same crap that people use in order to vote for, a president because of the color of his skin, or because his skin is not a certain color. Some people don't want to vote for Romney because he's a Mormon. I actually had a discussion a little while ago in the car with a friend who felt really strong about that. But anyway, I digress. I'm voting for a judge tomorrow, 100% I'm picking a judge. I don't know if I'm voting for anyone else on this ballot, but I am definitely skipping over the president. Well, I am 99% skipping over, a very high probability that I will be skipping the presidential portion of this ballot. A strong possibility I will be skipping over the senators and the congressmen. And then a minor possibility of skipping over city council and assembly, but most likely I'll stick with voting for the state senate and the city council, because, heck man, that's kind of important. Is it? Now, you know what? They're bought and paid for. Screw them. I'm not voting for city council or assemblymen. I skip them too. But I will be picking a judge. And even if I do regret that decision later, I want to have a little control over the person presiding over cases that I may or may not be involved in down the road. The decision is yours. Here's the New York City ballot. Everyone's on it. And here's another ballot that is for my specific part of town, my portion of Staten Island, New York. I will be going to my voting precinct tomorrow after work to make sure I do vote for at least a judge, if nothing else. And, there's a comments block down below if you want to, speak your concerns about my decision not to pick a president this time around. If you want to try to convince me to do something different, by all means. But whatever the case, I'm not supporting Obama or Romney. screw them. They can lick my balls. And I apologize for that language. I'm just not happy with it. I'm not really seeing any benefit to going for a political party. The minute this election is over, I'm deregistering from the party I am registered in, and never again will I register in a party unless I'm really, really wowed by someone who's running in a primary election. Anywho, be safe, be well, stay warm, and thank you for tuning in.